Okay, welcome to the Chapter 5, also part of Unit 1, Entrepreneurship Presentation Lecture. Please make sure that you have your notes, which were included in Classroom as we go through this presentation's material, so that you can complete those and submit those once we get all the way through the presentation. All right, so let's get started on what exactly entrepreneurship is and how it impacts the world of business. Let's start off first of all by just doing a short little quiz. And this is something that we will go over in class in regards to, or possibly already have gone over in class, is naming some famous entrepreneurs. This is also going to be a little bit of a follow-up to the station activity that we did earlier in the quarter. Who is this? This is one that you did look up in that station's activity. This gentleman is Walt Disney. Walt Disney was a very famous entrepreneur. Originally, he was an artist. He had a rough childhood. Believe it or not, he was working already for his father at the age of 5, and he had a very true belief that children should be children. Okay, let's take a look at another one. Who's this individual? Yeah, you guessed it. This is Bill Gates. Bill Gates came from a family with very wealthy parents. He had a net worth in 2015 of $79.2 billion. And here's one fun fact that you might not know about Bill Gates is that he was a Harvard College dropout. Interesting. Still a very successful individual. Who's this individual? This is probably one that you haven't seen before. However, he is now the leader of our nation. Donald Trump. He is all about real estate, and I just noticed that I have an error here in the presentation lecture. He is no longer running for president. He actually is president. He won the election. So Donald Trump, very famous entrepreneur, built his fortune on real estate and different hotels and whatnot that he owns. Still running those businesses. I just don't know how far, or how involved he is in those practices now that he's president. Who is this individual? This is a father of our industrialization age. This is Henry Ford. Henry Ford was the inventor of the vehicle, as well as, the automobile, as well as the assembly line. He created his first vehicle, which was the Model A in 1903, and believe it or not, only sold for $750. A little bit different from what automobiles are going for today. Who's next? Who is this guy? This guy is a very famous individual who is the founder of franchising. This is Ray Kroc. He started McDonald's in the year 1937. And actually, the restaurant idea itself was not his. Franchising it was, and that's how he made his fortune. This individual competed directly with Bill Gates in the Silicon Valley race to personalized computing. This is Steve Jobs. He was the founder of Apple Computers. Who is this lady? This lady, another famous entrepreneur. This is Oprah Winfrey. She has become the queen of the talk show world, and she also now owns her own studio called Harpo Studios. Very famous entrepreneur that we definitely know and recognize as a fixture in our society. Who is this guy? That's a cute little pink tie and suspenders. This gentleman, Mark Zuckerberg. He was one who revolutionized the way that we communicate with each other. He is the founder of Facebook, and as of today has a personal wealth of about $33.4 billion. Not too bad for a simple Facebook program, which is being used worldwide. All right, so when it comes to entrepreneurs, we need to realize that they are essential to our country's economy. They are business founders, they are business developers, they are ones who create jobs and also products and services for us to purchase. So when it comes to entrepreneurs, we need to determine, or at least think about, what are the rewards and challenges of being an entrepreneur. Because you can't have the successes without the risk, and you can't have the successes without the challenges. How does the economy benefit from entrepreneurs? Well, if they're business owners creating businesses, I think we can come up with some reasons as to how the economy can benefit. So who makes a good entrepreneur? This is a great question. All of us are going to have entrepreneurial traits within our personalities, but who has more than others? We will be taking a short little, or doing a little activity indicating whether or not you are somebody who might be destined for entrepreneurship. Some of us are, some of us are not. And again, this little activity is not going to set your fate or destiny in stone, but it could give you an idea of whether or not entrepreneurship is something that your personality would be able to pursue with success. Now, when it comes to entrepreneurship, this is basically the development of a business from the ground up. So you are now the business owner, you are its creator, you are its owner, coming up with an idea and turning it into a profitable business. That's what entrepreneurship is. Being the person at the head of this is becoming an entrepreneur. When it comes to an entrepreneur is simply a person who realizes that there's an opportunity and takes advantage of it, organizes and manages, and is also willing to assume the risk of starting and operating a business. Because as I mentioned before, there's going to be risk, there's going to be challenge. The flip side of that is there is definitely an opportunity for a great reward. Believe it or not, entrepreneurs can be of any age. And you might be asking yourself this question right now, and a lot of you have been ever since we got into our first day of class and we went through some of our introduction about me activities, is why would you start your own business? A lot of you have indicated that you are interested in entrepreneurship and also becoming an entrepreneur. Now, when it comes to the characteristics of successful entrepreneurs, this is an infographic that's in your textbook on page 77. This is limited to, but not all, of different qualities that good entrepreneurs have. Things like persistence, risk taker, self-confident, restless, self-demanding, responsible, action-oriented, goal-oriented, creative, independent, inquisitive, and enthusiastic. And let you go ahead and read the definitions of all those and see which of these skills or these characteristics you may possess, which could also be indicators that you might be a successful entrepreneur. All right, when it comes to the rewards, because this is what we all want to know. We know about the challenges and the risks, but what are we going to be, what is all this work going to be for? What are the rewards that are going to come out of this? Well, we get to be our own boss. Chances are, if you're going to be an entrepreneur and start your own business, you're going to do something that you enjoy. And it's going to allow you to be creative. You're not going to be restricted to the confines of a particular company structure or company direction. You get the opportunity to create that, and then also building your own enterprise. So then the question becomes is, why would you start your own business? So these are questions that you need to be asking and thinking of yourself as we go through this unit, and it can help you give a little bit more understanding of what entrepreneurship is, as well as the possibility of you becoming an entrepreneur as you get older. Now, the challenges, these are the things that you're going to have to go through in order to earn those rewards, is financing. How are you going to get the funds in order to start the business? So it's going to be resource attainment. And then also being fully responsible for the business. So its successes, but also and its failures are going to fall directly on the entrepreneur. So why are entrepreneurs important to our economy? I think we pretty much already have a gauge of the answer to this question, but let's take a look at it and see exactly how they can impact our economy. All right, so we have entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs, here we have a short video. Just a preview of the video. We will watch this in class so that we can get a gauge on how they impact the economy. So we'll take a look at that in class next time we meet. And kind of a little bit of a follow-up to that video, which we will be watching to kind of pull all this together, is that entrepreneurs are very important to our economy because they provide jobs. They also provide small business opportunities and small business entities. It allows the manager to be the owner. It can limit to a geographical area, and usually they employ less than 500 people, which makes it a more personalized business venture. Now, within small businesses, there is also a couple of other things to remember. More than 99% of U.S. firms are small businesses, so it makes up the majority of our economy is the small business world. Small businesses will employ 50% of the U.S. workforce. That's half. Half is employed by small businesses. So if there were no small businesses, half of our people would be out of work. Small businesses are the principal source of new jobs because these new business ventures are what provide employment opportunities. Now, when we talk about virtual or .com businesses, these are businesses that do not operate, well, I should say they operate in cyberspace. They operate on the internet, and they attract a large number of customers because you can reach out to customers worldwide by using the internet as your vehicle, rather than being stricken to a particular geographical location for a retail store or something of that nature where the customer or consumer has to visit your business establishment. In this case, they just have to turn on their computer, smartphone, tablet, or personal device. All right, force innovation. When you have entrepreneurs, you have ideas. You have people who are willing to meet the needs and wants of consumers and to explore different options of providing those needs and wants to consumers. These people are always thinking of new items for people to purchase, looking for faster and better ways to do things, looking to improve the way that we do business and provide goods and services to consumers. They also can help with the construction of a better society. More often than not, entrepreneurs are going to be more socially driven, which means these are going to be the people who will make business out of things such as fighting diseases, feeding the hungry, and helping to meet other needs in their communities. So not just necessarily the wants of consumers, but also needs of consumers, and more importantly, not just consumers, but entire communities. Famous entrepreneurs, we already went through a bunch of them, but those famous entrepreneurs, one that we did not mention, who is probably the biggest one of all, is Sam Walton. He has become the bargain billionaire. Over here is the infographic based off of all of the different characteristics of an entrepreneur. How did Sam Walton become an entrepreneur? Well, we can estimate this, and we will actually get an opportunity to watch a biography on Sam Walton to see how he rose to be the king of retail. And based off of that, we will then determine what entrepreneurial traits did Sam have, most of these, if not all, to be as successful as he was. And Sam Walton, the bargain billionaire, think about this too when it comes to watching this video. This is to preempt you for his biography when we get to it, is what opportunities did he take advantage of that's going to help him become successful, or that did help him become successful? Why is Sam Walton such an important fixture in our own economy now, even years after his death? All questions to consider and answer when watching that biography is a way to determine, with someone as famous as Sam Walton, and his impact on our business community as an entrepreneur. And that concludes the presentation lecture on entrepreneurship. Please make sure you review the slides if needed. We will watch a video from the presentation next time we meet in class, as well as watch a biography video on Sam Walton to see how he became as successful as he was. So make sure that you have the notes and make sure that you are prepared next time we meet in class. I will see you next time we meet.